right, we're going to continue talking about sexual satisfaction, and we have a new questionnaire. But what I want to do is, first of all, talk to you about something that I read about sexual satisfaction and just relationship satisfaction in general. I just thought this was really applicable, okay? All right. So, good partners are made, not born. You agree? That means that a partner that you meet, a potential guy, someone that you're in a relationship with, someone that you really like and you really believe is the one. Is he perfect? Is she perfect? No. Sometimes we think they are because we go through that initial infatuation or that, crazy love phase, I call it. And we really think that they are perfect, but they're not. No one is. We're not perfect. Nobody is. We have flaws. And we really sometimes do not either realize it or don't present them in our relationships at first, but eventually they come out, right? But what this statement says, good partners are made, not born. They're trying to say to us, I really want us to focus on this in this terms of sexual satisfaction, that we really have to become better partners. It's not something that we just walk in, hey, ta-da, I'm here, I'm the perfect partner for you. No, we have to learn each other. And I know some relationships that actually they don't want to learn each other because they want to be who they are. I don't agree with that. You don't want to show who you are completely. You really don't. You want to show the best of you, not the real you. The real you, sometimes the only person that should see that is you. You're the only person that should see that. So right now, I'm saying that, and again, I read this in some articles over the weekend, and I want you to understand that we are not perfect. We actually create our relationships. You get that? We actually modulate, create, and really invent our relationships depending on what you decide to do in that relationship, how you present yourself, how you are, what you learn, what you accept, what you reject. This is something that you're in charge of. But what I'm trying to say right now is you are not perfect. You have to learn each other. Good partners are made. So you have to work together as one to become good in the relationship. And then eventually you will actually have a great relationship if you understand that principle, that you're not born like that. So don't take it for granted. It takes work. All right? Don't forget. And if you're not going to work on it, it will not work. If you don't understand that, you have to understand each other, learn each other, and it takes time, it takes work, it takes patience, then the relationship will not work. Okay? All right, that was number one. I want you to remember. Number two, what you put in is what you get out. What you put into that relationship, how much you put, the effort, all the studying of the person you're with, all the acts, the romantic acts that you do, going out, taking time to, go on vacation, taking time just to please your partner. What you put in is what you're going to get out. If you don't put anything in the relationship into your partner, you're not going to get anything out. And I know some guys are very good at putting things in, but some guys are not. Some girls, some ladies are not good at putting things in, and some ladies are not. So I have to remember, I have to remind you, we all have to remember, what you put in is what you get out. You don't put effort, you don't put time, you don't put conversations, you don't put love, you don't put right? You're gonna actually feed the person, meaning, you tend, you water, you make sure you pay attention, you get that uh, special love that you're going to show in terms of, maybe you want to do the five languages, but whatever it is, you want to show on a consistent basis that you're interested in your partner. Otherwise, your partner will not feel that you are interested in them. Don't take them for granted. What you put in is what you get out, right? The seed and sowing, right? You got to put that seed in for it to grow, okay? All right. Number three, unresolved issues will ferment and come back in the future. Fermenting, they'll just simmer there. Unresolved issues will just stay there if you don't address them, and they're going to come back in the future. They're going to come back and haunt you. They're going to come back and bite you in the rear because these are issues that you have not resolved. If you're not willing to resolve issues and sweep it under the carpet, it's not going to work. The relationship will be hurt and you will not be able to come back from it and you will not be able to keep the relationship going if you're not able to communicate. You've got to learn to open up. I know a lot of people do not know how to open up because they grew up in an avoidant situation. They grew up not, sharing, conversating, and not even having love, right? So they come into your life and you're frustrated because you don't understand why they're like that or, why you're like that, but you need to get help. Don't forget, you need to get help. Okay? You always have to remember if you don't resolve those issues, they will come back. I don't care what it is in life. Resolve the issues, learn, grow, and become a better person, right? Number 4, it takes both partners to improve the relationship equally and reciprocally. Otherwise, it's uneven and one will feel resentful. So it takes two. So if you're both putting in the effort, it's going to work. But if one person is putting in the effort and the other person's walking away, and there's just one person that's trying to communicate, trying to relate, it's not going to work. It's got to be both of you working together, right? Both of you joining together and making sure that you're putting that effort in caring for each other, paying attention to each other, taking care of each other, loving each other in that relationship. And I'm talking also in the bedroom sexually. So all this applies to working in the bedroom, in the relationship, but also in the bedroom when it comes to your needs too. If you don't ask, you don't delve into or dive into what issues are that you have. Remember, if you're going to be compatible, you're going to do them in an agreeable way, right? And you're going to be doing it sometimes in a humorous way so that it's light before you're in the bedroom. But the most important thing you've got to remember is you've got to address those issues equally. Okay? Otherwise, you're not going to get the results that you want, and someone's going to be resentful. So you can't expect one person that's working on the relationship for it to succeed. Okay? And the last point I want to make is only if both of you see the true value of relationship will you understand that when challenges arise, so when challenges when challenges arise, commitment to work through it will sustain the value of the relationship. Meaning, if you both know that you're truly in a great relationship, right? It's going to take both of you, right, to understand the challenges that are going to come up in life and to commit to work on those challenges. We're going to have challenges in relationships, right? We're always going to have challenges. It's up to you to be resolved to say, you know what? We're going to work this through. We're going to overcome this issue and we're going to win. That's the game plan. Not, oh my gosh, this problem again. She's doing another issue. She has another problem. She's got this. She's got that. He's got this. He's got that. I can't deal with it. No, 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 no. You don't want to do that. You actually want to say, you know what? I expect certain things to come up in this relationship, and it's going to be sometimes a surprise. It's going to be coming up out of the blue, and I'm going to be calm and cool, and we're going to resolve it. We're going to go through this. We're going to walk through this journey together because I love her or because I want to. I want to dedicate my life to my partner, or at least the time you're with your partner in the relationship, you want to dedicate some time with them. Okay? All right, so that was the last point. Now, I have my questionnaires, more questionnaires, so hold on a minute. All righty. I have the questionnaires. So this is Golombok Rust Inventory of Sexual Satisfaction. I have one for the females and I have one for the male. Okay. Then I have one for the married couples. I want to go through these questions. I'm just going to read through them. It is a lecture sort of scoring system from 1 to 6. 1 is I really, really, I'm not interested. All the way to 6 is I'm very, very interested. Okay. So you can do that on your own, but I really want you again to look at the angles, look at the perspectives, look at what is involved in having sexual satisfaction. Number 1, this is for females. Number 1, do you feel uninterested in sex? So if you're feeling uninterested in sex, you're going to say, you know what? I'm feeling very uninterested. You're going to choose number 6. And if you are not, you're going to say number 1. Okay. But being uninterested in sex is not a good thing. You need to get therapy. There's no question about that, right? There's something going on. Hormones checked, get a physical, get your primary care doctor. Very important. Okay. Number 2, do you ask your partner what he likes or dislikes about your sexual relationship? Does anyone ask that question? Say, hey, babe, what do you like about a relationship? What do you don't like about a relationship? Sexually, right? In the bedroom. And you could say it in a different way. What do you really like to do in the bedroom? And what do you not like to do in the bedroom? You could talk to your partner like that too, right? But remember, get that in writing. Get that a compatible, agreeable script that I want you to do. Put it together so that you all understand each other. Number three, are there weeks in which you don't have sex at all? Are there times, weeks, that you don't have sex at all? 1 to 6. Never or always. Number four, do you become easily sexually aroused? You want to know, is it easy or it takes forever or you don't even get aroused? Number five, are you satisfied with the amount of time you and your partner spend on foreplay? Do you have enough time on foreplay? Or do you want more or do you want less? Do you find that your vagina is so tight that your partner's penis cannot enter it? That's vaginismus. When you have a problem with penetration, get medical attention for that. Number seven, do you try to avoid having sex with your partner? Is there any time that you say, you know what, I'm going to escape this, I'm going to do this? There's a problem in the relationship. Sex satisfaction will not be met if you're avoiding sex. Number eight, are you able to experience an orgasm with your partner? That's always a question. If you can't, again, we want to get help. Number nine, do you enjoy cuddling and caressing your partner's body? I hope you do, right? You want to be able to caress. Do you find your sexual relationship with your partner satisfactory? Are you satisfied or are you unhappy? If you're unhappy, you have to try and get help. Number 11, is it possible to insert your finger into your vagina without discomfort? That again is checking for vaginismus. If you have problems, and I have seen this several times, if you have problems doing that, please reach out to your primary care doctor or your GYN because that means you have a diagnosis that needs to be addressed. And that can be addressed and helped. So please don't give up hope, okay? Number 12, do you dislike stroking and caressing your partner's penis? That's a very good question because you should love your partner's genitals. And if you don't, it's a serious problem too. We need to get attention, pay attention to that. Do you become tense and anxious? That's number 13. Do you become tense and anxious when your partner wants to have sex? Do you get scared, fearful? No. If you do, that's a problem. Do you find it impossible to have an orgasm? Like impossible? That's the anorgasmic collection of people that we know exist, and we really, really want to get them evaluated by professionals like me and other people like sex therapists. Do you have sexual intercourse more than twice a week? Remember I said 2 times a week, you have an orgasm, you live longer. If you do not, you are not living longer. You're actually regressing, you're actually dying. So I want you to remember, you've got to have sex. I don't know whether you believe me or not. Studies are out there. And I'm telling you, they actually are now going to probably say 3 times a week, right? But right now, 2 times a week and you live longer. That's what the studies show. And some people that do more will probably even live even longer, okay? Number 16, do you find it hard to tell your partner what you like and dislike about your sexual relationship? That is huge. Do you find it difficult to talk to your partner? We don't want you to find that difficult. If you do, get help. You really need to get either third party involved or at least get some people want to go to church. It doesn't matter. Some friends, if you trust somebody, I really think if you have a problem communicating with your partner about your sexual relationship, that is serious. You really need to be able to do that. And I know it's not easy, but remember the first step is to recognize the problem. Number 17, is it possible for your partner's penis to enter your vagina without discomfort? I'm hoping that that is possible. Number 18, do you feel there's a lack of love and affection in your sexual relationship with your partner? You think there's a lack of love? That's the problem. Number 19, do you enjoy having your genitals stroked and caressed by a partner? Okay, so we want to know that. Number 20, do you refuse to have sex with your partner? I hope you're not refusing. And if you do, that'll be a good reason because that is not to be done on a frequent basis. 21, can you reach orgasm when your partner stimulates your clitoris during foreplay? So there's vaginal orgasm and a clitoral orgasm. Hopefully you can do both. But again, that's technique, and we are going to talk about technique in the near future. Might be a subscription, like I said. Number 22, do you feel dissatisfied with the amount of time your partner spends on intercourse itself? Is it too short or is it too long? That's the question. Do you feel dissatisfied? Do you feel you're not getting enough attention? That needs to be looked into. Number 23, do you have feelings of disgust about what you do during lovemaking? Are you disgusted? Ooh, that's a serious problem. We need to reach out and see a professional. Number 24, do you find that your vagina is rather tight so that your partner's penis cannot penetrate very far? Again, in this questionnaire, you're seeing that they're really looking for a disease, looking for a disorder. So you really have to understand this is a very important topic, whether you're having problem with penetration. Okay? 25, do you just like being cuddled and caressed by your partner? We've talked about that before. Does your vagina become moist during lovemaking? We've talked about that before. Very important to get those hormones checked. 27, do you enjoy having sexual intercourse with your partner? We are hoping you're enjoying it, right? Number 28, do you fail to reach orgasm during intercourse? So they're really focusing on, again, disorders. So we have different disorders according to the DSM-5, and I will probably go into that at one point. But I really want to delve more into the actual nitty-gritty of sexual activity, and I will probably eventually come back to talking about the disorders, which can be heavy duty. So we'll see. All right, this is for the men. It's a men's term, okay? This is the questionnaire I directed to males. The other one was females. Now we're doing males. Number 1, do you have sexual intercourse more than twice a week? Number 2, do you find it hard to tell your partner what you like or dislike about your sexual relationship? Very similar. Number three, do you become easily sexually aroused? This is men. Number 4, are you able to delay ejaculation during intercourse if you think you may be coming too quickly? Very important. You need to be able to delay it to match your partner, right, guys? Number 5, are you dissatisfied with the amount of variety in your sex life with your partner? If you're dissatisfied, we have to have that conversation, right? Number 6, do you dislike stroking and caressing your partner's genitals? Very important question. Number 7, do you become tense and anxious when your partner wants to have sex? Is there a fear? Number 8, do you enjoy having sexual intercourse with your partner? I'm hoping you do. Number 9, do you ask your partner what she likes and dislikes about your sexual relationship? Communication, right? Very important. Number 10, do you fail to get an erection? Now that is called erectile dysfunction, and that happens sometimes from even the young group of men. So if it happens more frequently, or if it happens that you're dissatisfied or you're frustrated, please come and get help. There are simple answers to help that. So please come and get an evaluation. Let's find what's going on. Number 11, do you feel there's a lack of love and affection in your sexual relationship with your partner? Very important to know. If it is, that discussion needs to occur. Number 12, do you enjoy having your penis stroked and caressed by your partner? And you can see that this is a very important step in terms of your relationship. You have to be touching. Talked about that before. Number 13, can you avoid ejaculating too quickly during intercourse? So let's talk about premature ejaculation. If you have that, please reach out. Let's get some attention and help for that. Number 14, do you try to avoid having sex with your partner? Are you trying to avoid having sex and trying to give excuses? That is something that needs to be discussed and addressed. Number 15, do you find your sexual relationship with your partner satisfactory? So are you satisfied with your relationship sexually? That's a very important question too. Number 16, do you get an erection during foreplay with your partner? You do. Number 17, are there weeks in which you don't have sex at all? I'm hoping you're not in a sexless relationship, right? So that shouldn't be happening. Number 17, are there weeks in which you don't have sex at all? Number 18, do you enjoy mutual masturbation with your partner? That is something that can be done, and that's okay. Okay. Number 19, if you want sex with your partner, do you take the initiative? Do you ever take the initiative? Who takes initiative? I'm hoping both sides do at different times. Number 20, do you dislike being cuddled and caressed by your partner? Should not be disliking that. Number 21, do you have sexual intercourse as often as you would like? I'm hoping you do. If not, that discussion. Number 22, do you refuse to have sex with your partner? Do you ever say no? And how many times do you say no? Because that can be frustrating for your partner. Number 23, do you lose your erection during intercourse? Again, that happens. That is something that, again, might need medical attention and it might not. If it's rare, if it's occurring too frequently, that's distressing you, please come. We can actually take care of it and help you very quickly. It's actually a very, very simple way of treating it, okay? So don't get panicky or fearful. Just come and we'll address it. Number 24, do you ejaculate without wanting to almost as soon as your penis enters your partner's vagina? That's definitely premature ejaculation. Okay? That can be addressed also. So please reach out, come and get some help. Number 25, do you enjoy cuddling and caressing your partner's body? We hope yes. And see how they ask that. They really want to know. Number 26, do you feel uninterested in sex? Should not be uninterested because there's something going on internally, right? It could be depressed, could be anxious, could have some diagnosis, some psychological diagnosis that's coming into play here, right? So we got to know. Number 27. Do you ejaculate by accident just before your penis is about to enter your partner's vagina? Again, they want to know. Do you, about the premature ejaculation? Number 28. Do you have feelings of disgust about what you and your partner do during lovemaking? That is a very serious question, and I'm hoping the answer is no. All right, so that one was for singles, male and female. This is for married couples, all right? I'm going to go through them real quick. Married couples. My partner is usually sensitive to and aware of my needs. Number one. Number two, I really appreciate my partner's sense of humor. Ooh, that could be in singles too, right? I love laughing. I love humor. I love smiling. And I love just the good feeling of being with someone that really doesn't take life too seriously and is able to joke around. But of course, you got to be serious sometimes. But I love more of the person that laughs, makes you laugh, and makes you smile. So please make sure you're getting enough of that. Number three, my partner doesn't seem to listen to me anymore. That's not good. You've got to take time to listen, otherwise, that will destroy the relationship. Person will definitely not be able to handle that. Number four, my partner has never been disloyal to me. To your knowledge, right? That's a difficult question, but I think to your knowledge, what can you say but the answer? This has to be truthful. And if they have been, I'm hoping you've gone for therapy to get over that if you need to. Okay. Otherwise, forgiveness is key. No one is perfect. Number five, I would be willing to give up my friends if it meant saving our relationship. Whoa, that's important, right? Even for single people, I think you have to find out how important are your friends. And I'm telling you one thing, you better give them up, okay? Yes, when you're in a serious relationship with someone, you've got to dedicate your time, especially if there's some jeopardy to the relationship. Number six, I am dissatisfied with our relationship. I hope you know. Number seven, I wish my partner was not so lazy and didn't keep putting things off. Whoa. Laziness can affect the relationship sexually. So you don't want to be lazy because you're going to get resentful. Number eight, I sometimes feel lonely even when I'm with my partner. Isn't that sad? You don't want to be lonely. That means you might have someone, that is not in love with you. So you don't want to be lonely. Number nine, if my partner left me, life would not be worth living. If my partner left me, life would not be worth living. That's a tough one. I don't really think you should go that far. Life would not be worth living. I'm hoping that that is not going to be the case. Life is always worth living, right? There's plenty of fish in the sea, they say. But the truth is, if that relationship is not working out, you got to find someone else that you can be with, and you have to try. You have to be alive to try another relationship and be open to meeting someone else. And it's okay to make a mistake, to have a failure, to have a divorce. Why? Because we're not perfect, right? We get into a relationship either too young or because someone got pregnant. It's not a good reason to do a relationship, and it will not sustain long-lasting, happy relationships. So if you leave, you gotta leave. But please never put your life at risk and say that you would be willing to end your life, right? Never. Number 10, we can agree to disagree with each other. That's great. Agree to disagree. Be agreeable. Number 11, it is useless carrying on with a marriage beyond a certain point. Whoa, I don't agree. Remember, let's get that conversation going. Let's get that compatibility improved, and let's see whether we can give it a shot and see what they can work. Number 12, we both seem to like the same things. Okay, that's okay. Number 13, I find it difficult to show my partner that I'm feeling affectionate. Now, if you have problems showing affection, you need to get help because you're supposed to be able to show affection. And that's coming from within some childhood needs that were not met. So please remember, please get some professional help. Number 14, I never have second thoughts about a relationship. That's good. Number 15, I enjoy sitting and talking with my partner. Very good. You want to be able to sit down and talk with your partner. Number 16, I find the idea of spending the rest of my life with my partner rather boring. Hello? Boring? No, you don't want it to be boring, right? If it is, you got to get some help. Find out what's going on in the relationship that's causing that because something is definitely getting into the relationship that you might not know about or going on that you might not realize. But saying boring, you got to fix it. And I really do think that is fixable. Number 17, there's always plenty of give and take in our relationship. To be compatible in terms of being willing to forgive and being willing to give and take, right? Very important. Love that. You don't want to always be with a giver, too much of a giver or too much of a taker. You want to be able to balance that. Number 18, we become competitive when we have to make decisions. We become competitive when we have to make decisions. Don't like that one too much. I don't want you fighting over decisions. Have a cool, calm discussion and resolve the issue, right? So we want you to not fight or think this is some sort of war that you're in. One person has to win, one person has to lose. No, you just resolve this without too much aggro, without too much of a fight, and keep it moving. Stay calm and cool. Remember, we're mature. We're trying to get better. We're trying to learn who we are because you know when you get into a relationship, you don't even know who you are sometimes, depending on how young you are. So when you get into a relationship and you're growing, you want to grow together, not grow apart. Okay? All right. So don't be competitive because you're going to hurt the relationship. And when I say don't be competitive, don't be too competitive. A little bit of it won't hurt. Sprinkle. Number 19, I no longer feel I can really trust my partner. Detrimental to the relationship. I always believe you should have at least 50% of trust. Remember, I said that before. Number 20, our relationship is still full of joy and excitement. Very good. Number 21, one of us is continually talking and the other is usually silent. No communication going on then, so you're not going to like that. So we have to both be able to talk and we both have to be able to listen, right? Take turn, don't interrupt, try not to interrupt. I do that a lot. Try not to interrupt because that's some, disrespect to the person you're talking to, regardless of who you're talking to, especially in your relationship. Number 22, our relationship is continually evolving. I love that. Ooh, love the word evolve. 23, marriage is really more about security and money than about love. Is that true? It's important to know. 24, I wish there was more warmth and affection between us. Warmth and affection is part of intimacy. So if you're wishing there's more, you need to address the intimacy in the relationship, okay? 25, I am totally committed to my relationship with my partner. That is perfect. You got to work together. You got to do your best to understand each other. And if one person is just doing all the work and the other person is not, that is a problem. So please commit to working on your relationship, whether you're single or married. Okay? All right, guys. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow, Friday. And we're going to do another perspective, a more complicated sexual satisfaction questionnaire that has even more serious questions that you will be surprised about. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.